Hey everybody, welcome to Surprise Radio. I am joined today by Karma. Thank you guys so much for joining me.
Absolutely. I
Happy
had
to
to,
be here.
we're doing a video interview, so I had to make sure I did more than one finger up there. Otherwise, people might question. Sorry about that. But hey, what's going on?
What's going on? You guys introduce yourselves for me, please.
I'm Jack. I'm one of the two front men for Karma.
I am AJ. I play guitar for Karma.
And I'm Kyle. I am the drummer for Karma.
And once again, thank you so much for joining me. Where are y'all based out of?
I guess like the band kind of formed like in the central Pennsylvania area, but like all of us individually are kind of spread out.
No,
Yeah,
Kyle, you live in Virginia, right?
I do. I am in Fairfax.
How far away is that?
Well, to get from me to AJ or me to where we recorded Atrium Audio, it's usually about 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
It's a bit of a hike, but honestly, I don't. I like a drive, so I'm not hurt.
that's good.
I like a good road trip too, but I have to. I live in Texas. Everywhere is at least 3 hours away from me. So,
Wow.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
so your name is Karma, and do you have a meaning for the name, or is it just kind of something you just really liked and wanted to make into a name?
Yeah. So when we were first coming up with the idea for the name of the band, everyone in the band has gone through something really bad in their life. And so we wanted a name that sounded redemptive and cathartic without necessarily having too many syllables or being too hard to pronounce on the tongue. And the name Karma kind of just came to me, but I was like, how can we make it so that we make it stand out a little better? And so, a lot of bands will sometimes throw the A upside down or turn the V or a U into a V. And I thought that was a really good idea. But I actually have a reason for why the V is in Karma. We take a lot of inspiration from nu metal, and we consider ourselves a nu metal band. Back in the day, I think it was the Roman or the Grecian alphabet. The lowercase n was actually the letter V, and it was pronounced nu, NU. So I thought that that would be really cool for us as a nu metal band to incorporate that.
Yeah.
Plus, it allows us to do this a lot. So, peace.
And normally I like to ask how long you've been together at this point, but I do know that it's not very long. You guys just started putting out content this year, really kind of launched this year in 2024. So how long has this been brewing though? How long have you been talking about this? Because I know all of you come from different bands, and we'll touch on that briefly in just a moment, but how long has this been brewing?
So the when I had decided to leave my last band, just like chatting with my now fiance and stuff, and I was just like, I don't want to stop doing music. So it was like August last year. I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna leave. I've got to hit up Jack. And then it literally the same day that I announced my departure from my last project, Jack actually ended up hitting me up. And I was like, this was exactly how it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
So it was like August of last year, it started brewing. We had our first writing session together in September, recorded Silence in December.
Yeah, about then.
Yeah, and then January we did the music video for it and then dropped everything in April.
Yeah.
It's very quick turnaround for a music video. Sometimes you have to sit on those for a while, so that's pretty cool.
Our guy Eric at Square Up Studios, he's one of the best.
He really is. And we were just kind of, not to brag, but we know what we're doing. So
Yeah. But it does help to have like all the experience that we've gained over the years, like with Jack and Ignite the Fire, me and Internal Frequency, Tyler and Internal Frequency. It's like you just learn the ropes.
Mhm.
And that does actually bring me to my next question, which is obviously that I've featured Eternal Frequency on the channel many times, but what you might not know is I actually featured Ignite the Fire first. They were among some of the very first batch of bands that I featured on my show. Featured them very early. I know all of you have been in multiple projects. Some of you still are. How do you balance multiple projects with making sure that you give all of your attention to Karma at the same time?
Kyle, you want to answer that one? Currently, you're the only one that's
Yeah.
in like more than one project.
So I am in two right now, including Karma, and one of them, it's easy to give my attention when needed just because it's a local group. And fortunately, in terms of giving my all to Karma. These guys have made it really easy for me. I just get to put my input whenever needed, and these guys take care of so much of the legwork that my contribution has pretty much just been uh drums and moral support, which has been I hey, I can take care of that. They've given me a role and I am more than capable of taking it on. So they've actually made it really easy for me.
Now I'm seeing a lot of appreciation and love from you guys for one another, and of course the band being called Karma. How much has some of your past experiences helped with that? I know that, we don't have to get into it too much, but some of you guys have had some bad experiences with bands, and how has that helped you kind of build what you have right now with Karma?
I think it's really, it comes down to the brother thing. It's just like, with last experience and stuff that we're not really going to get into too much. It really just like the importance of the inclusiveness of everybody. We all have different minds, and that's 5 of us that we can put together and create a really good song with. It doesn't have to be 1 or 2 people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think no matter how big or how small your contribution, when you're in a band, everyone's a writer.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's a contributor. Even people outside of the band who may or may not get credit. We're writing a song right now as we speak, or we were,
mm-hmm.
and we brought some friends over, and they offered their contribution and said, this is how this song makes me feel. Is that the feeling you're going for? So it's a huge collaborative process, and I think that that's a really good thing when you're making something to be proud of.
Yep.
Tell me about some of your influences and heroes. It can be musical or non.
Oh, musical heroes. I mean,
I've got 4 answers for this.
Oh, geez, I've got an endless list of inspirations like, Mudvayne, Korn, Slipknot, Bad Omens, Falling in Reverse, Motionless in White. Like the list just goes on and on and on.
If we're talking about influences, my list gets longer too. But
yeah.
Musical heroes, I've got 4 big ones.
Musical heroes. That's tough. Slash was always one of mine because he was like the one guitar player that really made me want to go and start learning guitar when I was younger.
I see Kyle being very contemplative down there.
I am definitely, this is going to sound goofy. I would say that my musical heroes are the guys over at Neversoft and not Niantic. What was it? Neversoft and I don't know, the guys who made Guitar Hero.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was 110. I can't really pinpoint one particular musical hero, but Guitar Hero was, I mean, that was the gateway.
Mm-hmm. Did you play drums on that too?
Say it again.
Did you play drums on Guitar Hero?
I did. At first, I just got really good at the plastic guitar, and funny enough, Rock Band and Guitar Hero are essentially what gave me the bones of the ability to play drums. And translating the plastic guitar to real guitar didn't really work out so much, but translating the plastic drums to the real drums actually had some pretty decent applicability, and that was the start of a lifelong journey.
It's actually funny that Kyle said that because I started off playing real guitar, and I can't even pass easy on Guitar Hero or Rock Band. It doesn't translate at all. It doesn't click in my mind. I don't understand it.
Not to dig, but I can actually play 1 or 2 songs on Guitar Hero 3 without even looking.
Oh my God.
On expert mode, nonetheless. However, I will say this because I feel AJ in one department, and this is more of a dig at Rock Band. Excuse me. I thought I had to sneeze. Sorry. Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. And what I'm about to say is complete bullshit. The keyboard that Rock Band made, don't even get me started on that. I'm a keyboard player myself. I taught myself piano a long time ago, and dude, the keyboard that they have for Rock Band is awesome, but the way that they make you play it in the game, oh God, it doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. science. Oh my God, I wish I could explain it. I wish we had time, but anyway, keyboard players know what I'm talking about.
Tell me, what is your favorite song to sing or play?
Like favorite song of ours or just in general?
In general, I know you guys don't have a extremely, expansive selection right now, so
Not
you
right
can
now.
it's okay for you guys to choose anything, but if you have one of yours, that'd be cool too.
So, all right, I'm gonna do two.
Sure.
So for ours, the song that I'm actually having the most fun with, we literally just tracked the vocals for, and the guitar we're tracking on Saturday, and that's our most like fun guitar song. If I'm gonna just choose a song to fiddle around with, maybe like Psychosocial by Slipknot, or oh, what's another one? Do What You Do by Mudvayne, or even Happy by Mudvayne. I just like jamming around with those.
Happy? Because it has a question mark at the end.
Happy. I gotta go sentimental on this one. It was the song that really started captivating me on drums and also kind of helped me with my gateway into aggressive vocal styles. I love playing The Light That Blinds by Shadows Fall. That is to this day one of my favorite songs, and it played such an instrumental role, well, knee slap, in my journey into music.
I'm actually gonna answer this question and the last one because I never got to answer the last one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was if I'm feeling angry, I'll sing Slipknot, which is my first musical hero. They literally saved my life when I was 16 years old. If I'm feeling sad or sentimental, I'll sing Pink Floyd, which is now my current favorite band of all time. If I want to sound or feel sexy, I'll sing him and Villa Ballo, who was a huge inspiration for me as a singer because I've always wanted to be like a bass singer, a baritone, and his vocals helped me develop my low vocal range. And then finally, if I'm just feeling like I need to break out of my shell and I need to feel free, don't judge me on this, I'll sing Andrew WK. I absolutely love Andrew WK. I can't stand still and listen to Andrew WK. I can't stand still and sing Andrew WK. I love him. I love him so much. And the fact that he's a piano player is fantastic. Anyway, so yeah, those are my four musical heroes, and those are the things that I sing a lot. I will also sing a lot of Shinedown and a lot of Volbeat. I really like Volbeat a lot. I know people make the joke he sounds like the Swedish Chef. I don't care. I love those Danish ass vocals so much. Memory. I love it so much. It's so good. Anyway.
Lola Mountain Beauty. I love
It's so good. It's so good, man.
I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody having a very distinct vocal style like that. Like, for example, people kind of make fun of Eddie Vedder for the way he sings, but as soon as they start doing it, you know exactly who it is. It's Eddie Vedder, and it almost does when you listen to Pearl Jam later start to sound almost like someone making fun of Pearl Jam just because of how much he does do it. But at the end of the day, you know it's Eddie Vedder, and that's really what matters. You want to leave your mark.
The one I poke fun at the most, I think I might get the name wrong. Creed's lead singer,
Scott Stapp.
Yeah, Scott Stapp. Look, love Creed, always will. They're a huge influential music artist, but those vocals, man, I just
sounds like Eddie Vedder drunk.
Take me higher. It's just fun. It's just fun to make fun of. It's all in good fun. And look, I have no right to say anything because I have a very funny voice. Like, people have made fun of my singing voice a lot. So it's fair game with me too.
Yours is very distinctive. I wouldn't make fun of it, but it is distinctive also, which is another reason why I remember Unstoppable so much, which is the song that I featured. Just every day I would hear that come on my playlist, and I'd know exactly what song it was. And sometimes you would be listening to a playlist and you have to look 4 or 5 times. Who is this again? Oh yeah, that's them. But some of those songs like that would stand out. Do you guys have a cover that you would be interested in doing? I know that you are just starting out and covers aren't necessarily something you want to get into too fast, but is there one that you would want to do?
What about that great the mashup idea that you just had?
Yeah, dude, I was fiddling around with AJ. We were thinking about doing a heavy metal cover mashup of Shots by LMFAO and Hotel Room Service by Pitbull, because they go so well together. They're in the same BPM, and if you pitch up Hotel Room Service by 1/2 step, it's the same song almost. Like they're in the exact same key. And this one, the guys in the band, they all know a dirty little secret of mine, which is one of my favorite instruments to play is the keytar. So imagine that the first time I play it is playing that synth part. Da, 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 da. Right? Yeah? That'd be cool as shit at a metal show.
You're
Yeah.
not wrong.
If there's anything that metalheads are, it's complete goobers at their core. So
Yeah.
a good heavy mashup. Oh yeah.
Right.
100%.
I love when genres are changed by a heavy metal song or by a punk song or something like that. Those are the most fun covers to me. So that's a great answer.
Right. If we had to do a cover in our genre, I don't know. I would say that we might cover maybe Die for You by Bring Me the Horizon.
That'd be cool.
I know that's not a very famous song, but dude, it's one of those few metal songs that really just gives you chills down your spine. It's a newer song, but it's so good. It's so good. I've gotten through a lot of hard shit listening to that song.
I don't know. I feel like doing like a new metal Queen would almost be fun.
Oh shoot, now you got me thinking of some ideas. Can you imagine a new metal Killer Queen? She got the daughters and I wish I knew the words. I can't do it, bro. Still.
Or just really like amp up, make the bass super clanky for Another One Bites the Dust.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And that's another song that has a lot of mashups with it. Like once you get to that drum fill, you can go two to the one, from the one to the three. I'm not gonna go any further than 3. But yeah, that'd be a lot of fun.
So we mentioned before that you guys have a lot of experience. So I know that you haven't played with Karma yet, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But do you have a favorite place that you have played, or maybe even a favorite tour that you've gone on?
There's a lot of really fun venues. Like we do love drafts, and that's where our first show is going to be taking place at. Mickey's Black Box down in Lidditz. That's
one of my favorite venues ever.
I love that venue too. Harrisburg Midtown Arts Center, we love that venue as well. Then there's so many other ones, but I just like those are the ones that like I remember the name of those venues because they're around here. But then there's like other ones out in like Maryland that I'm like I can't remember the name. I can picture it, can't remember the name.
I'm hoping that we get to play what I like to call the Baltimore trifecta: Power Plant, Ram's Head, and Baltimore Soundstage. If we can play those 3, that would be awesome.
Oh, dude, I love Soundstage.
Because here's the thing,
I love that.
Ram's Head Live was one of Ignite the Fire's very first venues. We played there in 2012.
Oh my God.
We made t-shirts for that venue. Yeah, that's how long we've been around. Oh, geez, the gray hairs are starting to show. Anyway, so yeah, that was one of our first venues. We've never gotten to go back since, but we've always wanted to because Ram's Head is such an awesome venue. All 3 of those places are fantastic, and we played each of them at least once. So if we can get Karma in there, that's a dream come true for me.
Yep.
We'd also, depending on whether management can be sorted out, we'd love to play Blue Ridge Rock Fest again, because we've heard horror stories from the last 2 years of Blue Ridge Rock Fest. So I'm not sure.
Let's see if that comes back around.
Yeah, you almost got to play there that one time.
Almost.
You almost did, and I'm kind of glad that you didn't, because that was the year that all of the stuff with like they didn't pay their security or something. It's all hearsay, so I really have no idea what happened. But
this last year,
this
23. Yeah,
I was there for that. I was there for merely as a spectator. The unofficial. You know what? I'm not going to get into that because it is all hearsay. But
a lot of it is. I did talk to Heartsick about it right after it happened, and they talked about the show that they put on and stuff like that. But that's pretty much as I've tipped, because it's hearsay. It's controversial. I tend to. Not to saying you can't talk about it, but I tend to steer clear of controversy as much as I can.
I totally respect that. After the first second there, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm not gonna get into that. But
No worries.
fortunately, I actually that's where I met my now girlfriend. Like the day everything got
Oh
canceled,
wow.
so that actually worked out really well.
Worked out for you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, totally.
I don't need a refund. I've got a lifetime to look forward to. I'm good to go.
That's awesome.
You know, Rocklahoma would be another one. I like when we got to play that two
I wanted
years
to go.
ago.
Yeah, I wanted to go to that show so bad, but I just couldn't make it happen.
It was a hell of an experience. It was really cool. I mean, the only thing I'd probably do different is book a couple shows on the way down because
Mhm.
22 hours straight in an RV that's all cramped. We've got all our gear thrown in there and stuff. Whew, there was no sleeping on the way there. There was no sleeping on the way back. It was just 22 hours awake.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Yeah, literally.
Well, this time it was no sleep till Oklahoma, but whatever.
Which arguably for us on the East Coast is worse.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to Oklahoma. Did I say that out loud? Anyway. So
Say about controversial stuff not being.
Oh no, right?
Damn.
Damn. Well, I'm a Longhorns fan. I can say that. So while we are on the subject of shows and you playing your first show is in November on the 3rd with Lilac and New Year's Day at Mechanicsburg at Love Drafts, correct?
Yes.
So you want to talk about that show a little bit?
Super stoked about it. We've been in contact with Nick, you know, like me and Nick never really ever lost contact or anything, but once the band was announced, it was always like he gave Eternal Frequency their first show, and I want to pay it forward. I was like, dude, give us our first show, and you know, he threw a couple out there that just didn't work out for us, and then he mentioned the New Year's Day show, and it landed on a day that we're all good, and we're like, it's in November, it gives us plenty of time to rehearse and, you know, choreograph what we need to choreograph and stuff like that, and it just worked out great.
Yeah, I think the one of the biggest reasons why the earlier dates didn't work was because of how soon they were. I mean, we've only got 2 tracks out, and we're hoping that we can have some merchandise and most importantly, our EP ready to go by our first show. So I think our release date for the EP will be November 3rd. Fingers crossed.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But yeah, that show. Okay, so Ignite the Fire has played with both Lilac and New Year's Day once. I think maybe Lilac twice. I don't know. Lilac is one of my favorite live bands. That keyboard player is fantastic. Both frontmen are incredible. And honestly, Lilac was the band that kind of, how do I want to phrase this? Like, they were so good that they were the ones who I was like they were the first band that I saw who had turned an A into a V. And I was like, low key, I was like, okay, that's kind of a nod to them as well, because they were that good that I was like, okay, whatever that is, I want to bring to this new project. Just a little bit, not too much, but just a little bit. So they kind of, their name gave me the permission that I needed to put the V in the R name. And with New Year's Day, dude, New Year's Day, I absolutely love their stage presence so much. I love their stage show so much. You'll hear me say that a lot about the bands that we play with. I tend not to, for the life of me, because I work as a DJ and I primarily am playing like pop music and club music and stuff like that, I tend to forget a lot of the names of the songs that artists play. But if you were to play me some New Year's Day songs, I know like a lot of them off the top of my head. I just can't think of the names. But a lot of them are really good, really catchy bangers. And the mosh pits at some of their shows are fantastic. At least because we played with New Year's Day at the Chameleon Club, which is now,
unfortunately. And we've played with Ash Costello before, but with the Haxons, not with New Year's Day.
Ah, okay. So you did the OG stuff.
Yeah, that was with Eternal Frequency. There was a show with John 5 and then the Haxons.
That's right. This guy played with John 5, lucky bastard.
Before Motley Crue, but still,
yeah,
that was insane to watch that legend play.
Yeah,
I love John 5.
Right. I don't know many guitar, like I don't know the whole nuance of guitars, so I couldn't pick which one is my favorite based on technique. But I recognize good technique when I hear it. For the most part, John 5 is like really inspirational.
I mean, look at
I
his,
hold him and Tom Morello in sort of the same kind of that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
and his whole like everything that he's worked with, you know, Manson, Rob Zombie, now Motley Crue. It's like it's just undeniable how talented the guy is.
mm-hmm.
So you mentioned a little while ago that you're trying to put out an EP later this year, hopefully in time for the show. So does that mean that we have a handful of songs to look forward to coming out soon, or can you tease any of that for us?
We do have we have more songs that are completed. They're done.
Mhm.
You know, we have one that's completed entirely, one that the vocals are officially done for. We got to track the instruments like professionally because I have a home studio here where I live, and we track all the demo stuff here first, and then we go to Atrium Audio with Carson Slovak and Grant McFarland, and then we track the official guitars.
They make us sound like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So earlier I mentioned if there were any covers that you guys might want to do, but I did see a post on your social media that kind of caught my attention. And back in April, you asked if there were any of your songs that we would want to hear acoustic. Do you have any plans for releasing anything acoustic anytime soon?
As a matter of fact, okay, as a matter of fact, so we did an acoustic rendition of Silence for irockradio.me for their 10th anniversary acoustic album rendition. I think it was, geez, I did the album art. I should know what it is. The stripped down versions. Yeah, the stripped down studio version.
Stripped down session.
Stripped down sessions. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, I'm terrible with names. Please don't take my forgetfulness personally. Nobody. That's
Yeah.
Anyway. So I can't remember 5 minutes ago. So the stripped down sessions, we did a cover of Silence for, and if you want to hear it, I think copies are $10. They might be more than that, but
We're only $10.
yeah. So they're our first acoustic cover of our own songs, not a cover. Our first acoustic rendition is on that album if you want to check it out. And of course, you know, we'll happily do it live, like at some point if time allows for it, we'll totally do it.
And I think the funny thing too, because you mentioned that post, we had posted that pretty much as a joke because the only song we had out at the time was Silence.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure we'll do acoustic covers of other songs. Like maybe we could do a slow piano string version of Eye of the Angel, a more sad, depressing one.
Like strip it down, like Falling in Reverse, stripped down style.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be cool. Because there's no like, I'm sorry, that Drunken Me Is You stripped down, just the pianos, chills.
Yeah.
Shivers down the spine.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll do a version of one of our songs where we can get Kyle on the congas.
Yeah.
Do like a jungle remix of something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we
That
call
would
it
be fun.
Home.
Yeah, a cajon? Yeah, that's perfect. I don't know. Can we all genres of music jungle anymore, or is that bad?
I have no idea.
I think
I guess we'll find out.
Just know that it was
Yeah.
something
Innocence and ignorance.
Yes.
I mean nothing by it. Anyway. I don't think. Anyway,
Well, guys, as we come to the end of this, I want to make sure that I give you all an opportunity. If there was something that I missed asking you, or there was something you wanted to say to your fans or your followers or anything like that, just kind of open the floor to you guys. And like I said, any last minute thoughts you have.
Tyler and Mike say hi.
mm-hmm. As always, Mike says a lot of strange syllables here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say for any aspiring musicians, and this is the advice that I give to any musician that's listening. If this is your first time starting out, or you're not sure where to go as far as live shows are concerned, or as far as forming a band starts, do it for fun for a year and get your feet wet in terms of getting a show, look around town, but do all of the legwork for fun for a year. And then when that year is up, decide whether this is really what you want to do with your life. And the reason I say that is because being a musician, as awesome as it is, it's also a very unforgiving kind of job. And I will repeat the best advice I've ever heard from the mouth of Vila Ballo. Get used to not getting back what you put into this, because you never will. But you got to be okay with that. You know, that trains you to do this for more than just money. You could be the next artist that saves some sad, lonely kid from suicide. And that for me is the whole reason to do this.
AJ, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I can't follow that up.
No worries. Karma, guys, thank you so much for joining me. It was an absolute pleasure to talk to you, and I hope that your fans find you and continue to grow your fan base.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank
having me.
you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Karma loves you.